Welcome back to Oswego, everyone. We had a lot of action in the heat races yesterday, and now it's time to find out which of our Nitro National Series drivers can become Dirt Champion of the Year here at the Steel Palace. I am Devin Fair with James Ellison, here to bring all the action from Oswego Speedway in Oswego, New York. And James, the heat races showed us who might be some of the fastest guys tonight, from Brandon Smith and AJ Zhao in Heat 1, to Eric DeMax in Heat 2, to Nathan Stapleton in Heat 3. Those guys and a lot of others in the field are showing that they know how to get it done here on the dirt tonight.
Absolutely, and the runs we saw from several drivers, while yes, it gave them a chance to get near some of them a chance to get a feel for what it's like to be near the front and hold the spot up to the front. They're going to have a lot of work to do to hold the position that they earned from their respective heats. And it's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out, especially for some of the drivers who are looking to get a rebound from either a rough patch or a completely rough season.
And we gotta shout out some of those guys and gals who made the heats very interesting yesterday, namely Tegan Fox in the 44, Justin Henley in the 33, and Justin Whitmer in the 32. All of those guys showed pace in the heats, even contending with guys like David Meskey and Nathan Stapleton. But James, my eyes are going to be on that 32 car, Justin Whitmer. He's got a fast ride underneath him, but do you think he has what it takes to carry that momentum into the main tonight?
Oh, he certainly could, and he's got a good position to hold back for it, because unlike the likes of Henley and others you mentioned who aren't starting nearly as high, Whitmer has a chance to really show that the heat run was not a fluke, and this could play right into the wheelhouse of him and many others.
We're very excited to show you how things will play out in the main, but with that, we can show you the starting grid for tonight's feature event in Oswego. Your heat winners are in the top three: Brandon Smith in the 92, Eric DeMax in the 16, Nathan Stapleton in the 97, all winners of their respective heats. Second place in Heat 1, AJ Zhao lines up in fourth, and he's going to be a real contender tonight. He duked it out with Brandon Smith in the heat in his heat race, so he certainly got what it takes to win tonight. But the two guys behind him, David Meskey and Justin Whitmer, are going to try to stop him. They line up 5th and 6th. Riley Hooper lines up 7th after a good run in Heat 1, and Braden Barga, after a good run in Heat 2, lines up 8th. And rounding out the top 10, two underdogs looking for a good night tonight. Chris Lattimore in the 3 and Bree Blair in the 5 for Team Duke and That One Racing Team respectively. They're starting just ahead of the 48 of Coden Llamas and Aiden Clare in the 00. Well, James, after the heats tonight, I think everybody's gotten their cars tuned for Oswego. So who do you think can make up ground tonight, and who do you think has a chance to win the feature tonight?
Well, most of the ones who are up in the top 10, top 15 could certainly be up there, but I would say look just outside the top 15. Paul Villalobos, he showed that even while it was a small heat field, from last to, well, he would have loved to have gone last to first, but made some moves and is in a better starting position than he would have been if he hadn't been able to make any ground. I would say Ashton Blevins, Ryan Arnold further back, perhaps Justin Henley. He showed some speed in his heat. And while the result didn't show it and the starting position doesn't show it, could have a chance if everything plays out right. Same with the others I mentioned.
Below wondering, Tegan Fox in the 44 lines up 19th. They had a pretty good heat, and so they're looking for a chance tonight to see if he can get up to the top 10 or maybe even a top 5 tonight. And Justin Henley in the 33 lines up 27th. They've got a ways to go, but they've certainly got a chance to try to make up ground and get maybe even to the top 10 tonight. But with that, we'll get right into the main event. It's time to see who will be the dirt champion here at Oswego. It's finally time to see who will be the champion of the dirt in the Nitro National Series. Brandon Smith and Eric DeMax will lead the field 39 to the green flag. Fans are on their feet. We wait for the green flag, and we are underway from Oswego.
Great launch by Smith and Stapleton, and Meskey behind him. DeMax on that high side, we saw it in the heats. The high side hasn't been the strong point, so it's kind of interesting to see the 92 move up there and let Stapleton get a chance to lead the first lap.
Stapleton leads lap 1. That 97 has been on a hot streak as of late, but hasn't had the finish of the show for it. That 97 looks fast tonight, as does the 29 of David Meske. He's inside of the 92 of Brandon Smith and the 16 of Eric Namack. Don't forget about AJ Zhao in 5th. And here comes Chris Lattimore in the 3, looking for 7th, looking for 6th ahead of Riley Hooper.
And Lattimore needs a good run. Hasn't had the greatest of times lately across the board with competition and one-up. But if he could have one thing that would start maybe turning his season around, a top 5, top 10 here would certainly be helpful.
Right behind him, here comes Gatis Terzic in the 57 for Farraco. That Honda looks to be fast tonight. He just got ahead of Riley Hooper. We see 3 wide behind them. Here comes DJ Curtis in the 22 on the low side of Paul Villalobos and Cody Lamas. He's trying to bring the action early.
Now Villalobos actually just got into the top 10, but was about to lose that quick, but got enough laps here that he could rebound here. Although Aiden Clare, the inside there, the 00 for game breaker. They line up like this, that it could be a problem, although it looks like he might actually be able to hold on.
Just on Brie Blair falling back in the 5, but right now we're focusing on Chris Lattimore in the 3 car. A driver who's really not had the finishes as of late, or even the qualifying spots, but here at Oswego, he's finally showing what he's capable of. He's got to contend with DJ Curtis, though, and Yannick Curtis in the 57 just got past him.
Yeah, and it's going to be real interesting to see just what he has going for him, as he's just ahead of a fellow Chevy driver right now. But oh, there we go, 3 wide. We've already seen it a little bit, and now they're leaning on each other. This is definitely some dirt track racing here.
3 Chevrolet teams, all with different organizations. Paul Villalobos with Roberts Racing, Chris Lattimore with Team Duke, and AJ Zhao with Vento Motorsports. All of these guys want to get their chance at glory, and they're going to do all they can to get it. Right now, Villalobos trying to get back into the top 7, trying to get ahead of the 22 of DJ Curtis, who looks strong early in this 22 car.
Yeah, as we see a lot of dust really starting to kick up here. You'll have that at a track like this, but I'd say Stapleton definitely has got to be looking at his mirror as he looks ahead, because that Dr. Pepper logo is growing.
And Eric DeMax looking really strong out here at Oswego. He looked really strong in his heat, and he's definitely showing the speed he's got here in the main tonight. Nathan Stapleton currently leading. Right behind Eric DeMax is Brandon Smith and David Meske, 2 Fengai Saitomi teammates trying to play spoiler here at Oswego. And Paul Villalobos right now in the fifth position, looking strong as well.
I'd be considered spoiler for the top 2, but it's certainly not spoiler on the season, because that whole organization has been strong across the one-on competition. We've talked about it before. It's taken a little bit, but other teams have started figuring out what they got to do to beat them. And right now, two drivers who would really like to be able to say they beat them are DeMax and Stapleton, running 1-2 respectively.
A little bit of action here in the back. Chris Manabor leading on the 57 of Johnny Turgich. DJ Curtis looking to the inside of them. He's bumped blood in the water as he's trying to get past the Chevrolet and the Honda respectively. All these guys in the top 10 showing that there is no shortage of action here at Oswego.
And speaking of Hondas, I saw the 01 back there a little bit. Ryan Arnold trying to peek in there after starting 22nd on the field. He's actually currently being scored top 10. Must have just got that at the line, as we see Stapleton and DeMax have swapped positions.
Eric DeMax to the lead, but Nathan Stapleton all over the back of that 16. He really wants to keep that 16 from leading here. He's going to get to the inside, and it looks like he's going to complete the pass here, as he's going to lead DeMax on the high side, which, as we've seen, doesn't really have as much grip at the low line.
And right now, this is the battle that everybody's watching, because I'd imagine there are some DeMax fans who are really, really hoping that maybe, just maybe, dirt will be where he'll get it, even though his forte has been the road courses.
Reports Eric DeMax. We've seen a competitive at all sorts of venues, really. Short tracks and even the Speedway now. He started to really show his form this season. As we look at Paul Villalobos in the 66, trying to hang on to a top 5 spot ahead of David Meske. He's going to get past him, and I believe that was for the 4th position. Right behind them, AJ Zhao and DJ Curtis falling in line, but they're going to be right up there and battling these guys before long.
And Steve, this is what we saw in Heat 1 between between the 98 and the 92. This is what we saw: side by side racing, swapping positions. But we had a lot less laps to settle that one out. So, I honestly, if I recall correctly, by this point in the heat, if this were a battle for a heat again, it'd have been over already.
It certainly would have been. We're approaching lap 20 of 75. Remember, the heat races were just 15 laps, so even though these guys may have figured out a little bit about their cars, they didn't really get much time to, but seems to be enough for Venta Motorsports. They've certainly got two really good competitors out here, especially Eric DeMax, who is currently leading, and AJ Zhao, who's currently looking to get a top 5 back.
And it's as the battle for the lead continues, it's real nice to see Venta doing so well. I mean, you talk about DeMax figuring out what he's able to do, like beyond his original practice of just road courses. I mean, he is the defending champion of the series after all, so he had to learn how to race at other types of tracks in order to be able to at least be consistent enough to get that title, if not just for the wins. But another former champion, this truck series, DJ Curtis, having a good run there as we see Lattimore trying to regain a spot.
DJ Curtis started deeper in the field than his two Fingai Saitomi teammates, but he's certainly showing that was just a fluke, as he is now 7th right now, trying to get past his teammate David Menke for 6th, and Chris Lattimore showing that there was no fluke to his good performance in the heat, because he is still in the top 10 and really looking to make his mark here at Oswego, currently battling with the Farrenco teammates.
And he's currently ahead of both of them, but Terzic would like to have that spot back. Thank you very much. As we look at Angel Gutierrez here's sandwiched between the two Revolution drivers here, so he's having a decent run here, and so are they.
Another couple guys having decent runs. Hayes Green and Nick Breeding, two standard teammates right now, looking to have good runs here. And here's the 32 of Justin Whitmer. He fell back a little bit, still a little deep in the pack, but he's still inside the top 20. He might have a chance here towards the end if enough cautions come out. And here comes Cody Lamas in the 48, also looking to have a good run tonight.
Yeah, the Fitzwater Australia team's I think they're trying to make sure that they've gotten all the gremlins out that have been messing with him these last few races, and maybe little dirt sling is just what he needed to get back into shape in.
Oh, we got a car on pit road. That's the leader, Nathan Stapleton, pulling into the pit lane. We don't really know what's going on there. We'll have to see what that's about. Right now, he's on pit road. I don't know if he's going to be getting back on track, though, as we got even more trouble. It looks like a little bit of smoke coming in, and that's Braden Barton tonight. Oh, and Paul Villalobos gets into him.
Yeah, that is definitely not what either of those drivers needed, and that's unfortunate. You see some drivers
here,
doing
the caution
sort of
is out. Right now, these guys are slowing down, but weird turn of events has just happened. We just saw the 97 on pit lane, and then shortly after that, the 9 car of Braden Vargo looked to be in trouble, and Paul Villalobos is now out of this one after crashing into him. Why don't we get you a replay of everything that just happened? Stay with us. We'll have to see just what happened in this crazy turn of events. Braden Vargo looks like was already in trouble because he smoke billowing out of that 9 car as he's slowing down, trying to get to the inside. And I believe someone comes up and hits him. Indeed, the 11 of Ludovic Chirac gets into the back of him. Braden Vargo goes up the outside wall and he ends up stopped on track. And I believe this is where Paul Villalobos comes in, and indeed, just nowhere to go for that 66.
Yeah, tough break there for every driver involved. You see Villalobos, he had such high, and then of course Charette already having a rough season. Definitely not what they needed, and looks like they're going to repair the 11. Not sure. 66 might be getting repaired. It's hard to tell for sure, but hopefully nobody gets retired out of this one, so they can salvage what they can.
We're now looking from above here. We can see the 9 car already smoking, holding up his teammate, the 8 of Elijah Ironhouse. Everybody trying to go past him. There's Ludovic Chirac in the back of him. 9 just slides into the outside wall. Trying to determine here where Paul Villalobos was when he got into the 9 car. We see DeMax slipped by, and he was actually going for second on David Meske, but that 66 slammed into the 9 car, and I don't think that 66 is going back out there after that one.
I would say probably not. And we saw a little bit of door slam between the 11 and the 17 of Will Parrish in the aftermath of that. So a little bit of a side victim there for the 17.
And now we try to figure out what happened here with Nathan Stapleton in 97 just going at it right with Eric DeMax to the lead, and all of a sudden he feels the problem and just decides to go to pit road. I don't know, James. This one's a mystery to me.
It's hard to say. We might be able to find out later on, but for now, I would say if it turned out to be something that could have been big later, good instincts on Stapleton there, but that's going to sting.
We've come to one to go here on lap 33 of 75. Eric DeMax currently leading. Brandon Smith lines up in second. AJ Zhao third. DJ Curtis in fourth. And David Meskey rounds out the top 5. We have confirmed that Nathan Stapleton is still on pit road, and it doesn't sound like he's going to get back out there, James.
That's really unfortunate because he was having a good, promising run, and obviously, as we see the 11 pulling up alongside for, lining up for the restart, that really is unfortunate for Stapleton as we go green here. This is going to be a hard one to recover from.
Here we go, green flag. Lap 34 is going to be DeMax on the high side, and the Dover Charette, who was a lap down on the inside, actually a couple laps down in that 11 car after repair. But he's going to be a sandwich in between a couple of guys, I'm sure, as the 16, 92, and 98 all get past him. Curtis, DeMax, Turzic, and Lattimore now all looking to try to get past it, whether it be on the high line or the low line. 11 just trying to hold his own here, but it looks like he's able to hold on to it, at least for now.
Yeah, the tough part for Charette now is going to be the biggest problem for any lap car at any short track, dirt or paved. Trying to not be in the leader's way and trying not to have anybody get mad at you.
Little bit of action here. We can see Lattimore really taking advantage of that, getting that low line back, but with Nathan Stapleton having to go to pit road and possibly not coming back out, that leaves Eric DeMax clear to the lead right now. But AJ Zhao in the 98 has shown in the speed in that 98. He's made it a Venta 1-2 right now, right ahead of his Finn guy Tomy 3-4. In fact, maybe even 3-4-5 as David Meskey tried to get back into the top 5. Brandon Smith and DJ Curtis are now looking to go side by side with third.
Yeah, I think it's actually Meskey trying to defend from Lattimore, who's trying to throw the Team Duke hat in the ring here. And as you said, that these two are the teammates are fighting side by side, trying to be friendly with each other because nobody wants that awkward team meeting on Monday.
AJ Zhao certainly didn't get that message. He is now all over the back of his teammate David Meskey. And this young guy, he really wants to show what he made of this season. He's been really fast as of late. Since Charlotte even. That 98 car has really had a lot of ponies underneath him, so he's certainly got what it takes, but can he get past the 16 of David Meskey, who we know is absolutely fast?
Well, that is a good question, and we're probably going to get it soon. He keeps peeking to the inside of his teammate. Can he start making the pass on him is the other question to ask.
You better hurry up, because DJ Curtis had just made his way up to third. That 22 car showing no shortage of speed here in Oswego. He really wants this win after starting deep in the field.
And DJ's just reminding everybody out of how good he is, not just because he's driving for Finn Guy Saitomi, but because he's got the talent. He won a Truck Series championship because of that talent. So he's got a lot. He doesn't really have a lot left to prove other than that he can keep winning in any kind of vehicle that he's put in. And right now, and on any type of track even. So, right now, he's just wanting to get those two Chevys out of his way.
Well, a bit of a shuffle in the field as we can see. Angel Gutierrez has made his way up to the top 10 in that 72 car, currently battling with Riley Hooper and Yannis Turzic. Here we see Ryan Arnold in the 01 with a little bit of damage on the front of that hood, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Here's Wyatt Junkman in the 38. The car started dead last in the field, and he has already made his way up to the top 20 with just under 2/3 of the way through this race. That 38 car is looking pretty competitive, but he's got a lot of tough guys around him, including Ashton Blevins in the 77, who's trying to hold on to the top 15.
He's got a little bit of work to do to defend here, but now he's got the Spa teammates back there and a mixture of other cars behind them, so he might be in trouble here.
Might be in a little bit of trouble because of that 99 Nick Breeding for Standard Performance Autosport. In fact, he might be trying to go 3 wide with a couple of these guys, including Justin Whitmer in the 32, who's on the high lane of that little 3-way battle here, as Ashton Blevins in 77 just able to get ahead of these guys. He's also got a little bit of hood damage, so that might have been a little bit of a caution incident that we didn't catch.
Yeah, sometimes there's little bits of damage that we'll never be able to get because cameras, as numerous as they may be at the track, can't always catch everything. Because there's a track like this, there's always so much going on.
And we got a lot going on right now. We're focused on this 99 car of Nick Breeding, but right ahead of him, there's quite a bit of action going on, especially among the leaders. That DJ Curtis has gotten his way up to second in that 22 car, just ahead of AJ now, and now he's looking for the lead from the 16 at the Mac. James, I feel like we've seen this somewhere before. In fact, we've seen it numerous times.
Yeah, deja vu. I have been in this place before. It rings a bell. This is definitely familiar territory, but you know, I'm sure DeMax is hoping that it turns out different for him.
Yeah, that 16 is certainly fast tonight, so it would be a shame if anything happened to him. But right now, he's holding out the 22 right now, which he's gotta be shaking his fist at him, saying, "Why have you gotta be behind me again?" But that 22 car is certainly showing that he's fast. He's got AG Zhao behind him though, and I think he's gonna be able to throw a wrench in this. Brandon Smith of the 92 in fourth. These four has been able to get away from the pack so far, so I think the battle is gonna be up here in this top four.
It could very well be, but being a short track and a dirt track, you never know what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what type of vehicle is on these courses. It can get exciting real quick, and it could certainly, if any incidents happen, it could certainly bring the field right back to them and could throw a wrench in everybody in the top four's plans.
And how about Chris Lattimore, still in the top 5 and still holding off some of these guys who are definitely had better seasons than him, but this 3 car showing tonight that he's got what it takes. Here's Bradley Hoover and Angel Gutierrez, teammates at Roberts Racing, battling here for this top 5. And here's Ryan Arnold, who's struggling a little bit to hold off the competition, but that 01 certainly seems to be fast. But right now, though, Cody Lamas has just passed him to the top 10, and Ashton Blevins is looking to follow him through.
Yeah, not in the best spot either. And we see Junkman there back there. He's held on to where about the same zone he was in before. Actually, it looks like he managed to get back past Nick Breeding. So it's a shuffle here. Not as big a shuffle as you would see it like Daytona or Talladega, but dirt track racing can certainly be a shuffle, as was evidenced by the Springfield truck race earlier this year.
Yeah, especially when you got multi-group racing going on, that is certainly going to be a factor as we see these guys side by side battling here. Ashton Blevins actually able to get back into the top 10, as we can see Chris Lattimore trying to get back past David Meskey after he... Oh, as we got a lead battle here, looks like DJ Curtis tried to get to the inside of Eric DeMax there, but guess who was there to stop him? It was Ludovic Charette in the 11.
If that 11 was a Chevy still, I'm sure there'd be some questions being asked in the 22 camp about manufacturer orders, but that's not the case, and I think Curtis will still have a chance to catch back up to the max now, as long as the 98 doesn't get him first.
And that 98 is all over the back of him. At the very least, he might be trying to help his teammate Eric DeMax get to the race win, as this 16 continues to lead here at Oswego. We look toward the back of the pack, potentially some other drivers that could play a factor here in this lead battle. Here's Will Parrish in the 17, who got a little bit of damage from that last incident. He's not too far away from these guys, but they could certainly throw a wrench in this if something were to happen.
And Parrish had already started 32nd on the field tonight, and getting a little bit of side damage from the incident, and that caution certainly didn't help matters any.
Here comes the rest of the field towards Shrek. Chris Lattimore still trying to hold on to a top 5, but Meskey trying to get that position from him, and indeed he does in this 29 car. And Yaris Terzic in the 57, showing that he's got speed in this 57 as well, trying to get past Chris Lattimore in the 3. It looks like he's going to do it with help from the 11 car. And Angel Gutierrez and Riley Hooper are also back there in the 72 and 69. And here comes Cody Lamas in the 48.
Like I said before, when it comes to wounded and lap vehicles, Tourette's just trying to stay out of the way, but at a track like this where there's a lot of multi-groove racing, there's not really an out of the way, unfortunately, for the 11.
No, there certainly is not, but he's certainly able to keep that thing on the high lane and help these guys as best he can, just trying to get past him. And here's Cody Lamas in the 48, currently getting passed by Aston 11th. This 48 car really needed a good run. I think he's certainly getting it today. Certainly in the top 15, and actually even in the top 10 in this 48 car.
And you saw how they got by the 11 of Charette pretty cleanly, and were still able to keep battling each other for position. And now, looking further back, we see Nick Breeding, we see Green, we see a bunch of drivers here who are still going to have to contend with this 11 car.
Yeah, Ryan Arnold right now is struggling in this 01 car, and I don't think the 11 is helping any. Maybe the 01, feeling the implications of the damage on that 01, but going to be passed here by Chris Lattimore. This could result in even the 01 not even getting a top 20.
Yeah, that pass was actually from the other Team Duke driver, who unfortunately not having as good a day as Lattimore. Elijah Ironhouse, yes, there we go. Still hanging in there, but Ironhouse definitely would have loved to have not had the hindrance to make his day even worse.
Yeah, certainly not. But right now, Eric DeMax and DJ Curtis are thinking about to go at it again here. As I think we just got word that the caution might be coming out here soon. There might be a car stopped on the track here, and indeed there is. But that Cody Lamas in the 48? We were just talking about him, and it looked like he was stopped on the track. I think they got that car out of the way just in time to not cause anything else to happen as we go under caution here. But James, that is both Fitzwater Australia racing cars with issues in this race.
Got to make you wonder if they're connected, because the same garage, the same shops and everything. So I imagine our friend Fitzy's going to have questions to be asking all of the mechanics back in the shop as to what happened and how they can stop it from happening again.
As the cars line up behind the case car as we go under caution yet again, we'll find out what happens to Cody Lamas here, and I have a feeling that we're going to have a small shootout to end this one. Classic short track style. Don't go anywhere. We'll show you just what happened to Cody Lamas here in just a second. So I think the 48 just blows up here, and indeed he does. It sounds like it was a engine failure on the 48. It just sort of went kapow on him, but maybe connected to the same issue that Nathan Stapleton had, and maybe the 97 was able to catch it early while the 48 was not.
Good possibility, because we did not see any smoke out of the back of the 97, but we obviously see it here with the Lowe's 48, which you hate this for Lamas, because we've said it. He needs a good run, and unfortunately, he has good runs, but the results just don't show what he deserves.
So it looks like we're gonna have a 3-lap shootout to finish this one.
Oh boy!
And oh boy, indeed! As Eric DeMax still leading this one, he's really hoping he can survive these 3 laps ahead of DJ Curtis, AJ Down, and Brandon Smith. James, I think the winner is going to come out of one of those top 4. They've been the only ones that have been able to break away from the pack so far.
I would not count out the 92 or the 29. Maybe even the 57 having a long shot, depending on what happens with the leaders. But I think you have a point about the top 3 being the best chance. But there's a few a little bit further back I definitely would not count out as we get ready to go green again.
Here we go. Green flag. 3 laps to settle it. Eric DeMax is currently your leader in the 16, but DJ Curtis, I'm sure, is going to be all over the back of him. He didn't really get a great launch, though, as AJ's out, tried to capitalize, but just couldn't do it.
No, he's not giving up, though, and neither is Brandon Smith. He knows his chances of winning are slim, but if he could just get up there and maybe disrupt the hopes of Avento 1-2, that would certainly be something that could make him smile.
And right now, he's moved his way up to 3rd, trying to get up to this lead battle. DJ Curtis had a look underneath Eric DeMax, and he's still having a look underneath, but not able to get there at the white flag wave.
White flag, last lap. DeMax just has to hang on, and he'll be able to drink a Dr. Pepper in victory lane, but DJ Curtis is not going to give up.
I don't think he's going to get there, though. Through 3 and 4, 22 just didn't have enough momentum. Welcome back to victory lane, Eric DeMax. He does it in Oswego.
Huge for him. Congratulations all around for the Venta team. AJ Zhao was able to hang on to a top 5 even with the pressure from all the Finya Satomi drivers around him. But big congratulations again to the Max.
The Max wins for Venta Motorsports in the FPM versus Venta battle. Venta is able to get another one to contend with these FPM teammates, but DJ Curtis and Brandon Smith, second and third, certainly are not going to make that easy for him. AJ Zhao finishes 4th in the 98 for Venta, and David Metke finishes 5th for Sengai Saitomi. Rounding out the top 10, Yadi Turgic, Chris Lattimore having a good run tonight. Riley Hooper in the 69 also had a good run. Ashton Blumens finishing 9th. And how about Wyatt Junkman in the 38? From dead last on the grid to 10th, that 38 certainly had a fast car underneath him.
Not last the first, but I'd say that's still a win in his book and in the book of the team, that whole team there at Jeff Bolton Racing.
Let me see the cars coming to pit road and see the rest of these results here. You got a feel for the Fitzwater Australia cars, the 97 and the 48, both with mechanical failures tonight. That has got to be unfortunate for that team. And for the 9 of Braden Varga, who also had an unfortunate night. Paul Villalobos as well. All those guys needed good runs, but they're not going to get it tonight.
Oh, certainly not, but there's other chances to rebound. It's just one hiccup. It's a painful one, but they'll rebound. I know they will.
They certainly will, I'm sure. But that is going to do it tonight from Oswego Speedway. From James Ellison and from myself as well. We'll see you next time for our favorite race up in Canada at the Three Rivers. We'll see you next time, folks.